And right now with Steele coming out, one of the most promising QBs that we've seen so far in the Mission League, as it's going to be a good battle against Wyatt, as he brought out defeating Crespi, Birmingham, Peninsula, and Westlake by way more than 3 scores. As right now we have a really big O-line and D-line, some really big statured players. That's where this game could be won as they get ready. 3 receivers on the right, 1 on the left. Steele drops back. As it was a screen play for some yardage. As that is one of the Knights, one of their best plays is the screen, as their receivers are incredibly great at blocking. That's what's made Notre Dame one of the most deadliest offenses, is that none of their receivers can run great routes, but their blocking is insane. As Notre Dame tried just here, offsides, 3 receivers on the left, 1 on the right. And Steele decides to scramble, and he will be taken down. As right now Notre Dame, they've been just trying to see where the defense is. They haven't been running any really pass plays for deep yardage. They've just been trying to see exactly how Sierra will react. And that's probably one of the great strategies right now, because this defense for Sierra, one mistake could turn into, who knows, an interception, a fumble, or a turnover. So they're taking it slow, 3rd down. And this will be another designed scramble for Steele, and he is taken down, and that will be a penalty as a face mask without a doubt, and that will give Notre Dame a fresh set of downs. As penalties are another part that could really sway this side of the game, as that was a great stop, but just a face mask for Sierra, and that will move the chains for Notre Dame. And Notre Dame, what they have to do is take these wins and use it for something better. Now that you have this fresh set of downs, you have to continue your momentum off of this. Coach Raw, what's the play? Now what looks like could be a run play. As yes, they give it off to Elliott, and Elliott is taken down. That's a new play that we've seen. Looked like to be almost a jet sweep, as they're really trying to use everything in the playbook right now. And we really haven't seen that against other teams like Birmingham, as they really haven't shown to be that big of a test or a worry. But here against Sierra, you really have to throw everything at them, and that's what they've done so far. So right now is 2nd down and 12 with a loss of yardage on that jet sweep. Elliott is on the right. They're going to call a motion. And Steele's going to be looking to pass. He sees Greg, and they see Ericus, and he is taken down for a 1st down. That was one of their first, pretty big yard gain pass plays, and they're able to develop it perfectly as both receivers crossed each other, and the defenders of the corners really kind of got confused, and Ericus had an open lane and was able to take it to get another fresh set of downs. As Steele decides to keep the ball on the play, and he'll be stuffed at the line. And that's some of that defensive line that we obviously know Sierra is incredibly great at. As right there, they all corralled, and they were not fooled by the fake jet sweep, as that was a 1-yard gain. And what's still crazy about this is how Wyatt just last season played with Notre Dame, and he did pretty decent, but not exactly what Notre Dame was hoping for, as they went to a 5-7 record. They won about 2 games in the playoffs, but couldn't go to exactly where they wanted. And now he went to Sierra to try and change that. But we got Steele, and Steele has just proven to be, a special talent as his run game, and he's really decisive. As he's gonna air it out to Ericus. Ericus gets it, and that one came loose, but the ref decided that it was down as Ericus, another big play. But it seems that they wave it off as incomplete, as that was a well-designed play. Ericus uses his height to get that, and it seemed like they had the catch and he had possession, but the refs decided that he did not maintain it for enough steps. And that is a very tough call against Notre Dame and in Sierra's favor. And these are little things that will tally up to who knows if that could cost the game, but it is very early, so we'll see what goes next. As Steele, obviously pass play as they need it, decide to do a screen, and he would just not be able to get enough. As Pizzello's pass to Zane was just not enough to move the sets, but it was a pretty healthy gain. As we're now at 7 minutes and 36 seconds. Now Notre Dame has the tough decision of will they go for it on 4th and 5, and they decide they will go for it. As this right here is Notre Dame sending a message that they're not going to back down, and that they're going to try and go for it, and they believe their offense has what it takes. As they decide to try and make it an offsides, as they pretend to call, the defense does not budge. That has seemed to be Notre Dame's strategy right now, as they've done that plenty amount of time so far on this already first drive. As Steele drops back, looks to pass, no one's open, he's forced to scramble, and he is taken down as that is a sack for Sierra Canyon. That is a really big momentum changer. Now Sierra has it in Notre Dame's territory, and Notre Dame cannot get out of there and find the open man. As you know, right now people may criticize that and say that you should just punt it. But right now, for Notre Dame, if you believe that your offense can develop quickly, then you have to go for it. Just couldn't go in their favor. As now Wyatt Becker will come out for the first time ever against Notre Dame this season. That's why the thing about him is he knows the Notre Dame's defense, so he probably knows how to exploit it as they set a screen for themselves and they get around. They're going up the field for good yardage. And that is a big first play for Sierra. As that was given to Terrell Cooks Jr., as it was a pass that was behind the quarterback, but they used their great blocking, and his speed was ridiculous. He was able to get up the field. So now on the 45-yard line. There's another quick little hitch play, and that will be good for about 6 to 7 yards. There's already Sierra starting to assert some of their offensive plays right now as they're moving up way into Notre Dame territory and possibly in field goal range. As the ball is on the 33 with 2nd down and 2 yards remaining. That's why he decides to hand it off, and he is quickly corralled by the Notre Dame defense. That was Jacob Drucker who got the tackle there. But it will be a first down, but Notre Dame Knights made sure to not make it a much bigger play than it could have been. As Wyatt Becker leads the Mission League with 16 passing touchdowns, as this could be a potential pass play for a touchdown right now, as they just move the ball up with a rush. That will be yet another first down, as they're already really getting a good run game going, as Notre Dame cannot find a way to win that battle between the O and D line. And that's what the biggest concern was for Notre Dame in watching film. They saw just how big the offensive line is for Sierra. And right now they're winning some of those battles as Notre Dame isn't able to get their D-line through. As they have two receivers on the left, one on the right. Wyatt tells the motion. So Wyatt's going to give it to the outside. He's going to make a nice move. And he's going to get up into the 10-yard line. As that's a 12-yard gain. That's 3 plays in a row where Sierra has gotten a first down. As Notre Dame really haven't been able to find the answer so far. And this is where it gets tricky for Sierra, as it's going to be very clustered in the 10-yard line, as there's not much space to go. So maybe a possible interception could be in play, as Carson Brewster and Brandon's going to take Wyatt down for a sack, a big sack for Notre Dame, as they were starting to, start to struggle, but that was a big momentum shift, as the student section was definitely heard on that one, as it's now second down with 5 minutes remaining here in the first. Sierra is still in field goal range, but they're not as close as they would want to be. And it seemed like the play just didn't develop. It's now second down and 18, a loss of 8 yards on that sack for Bryant. And Brandon Bryant has really proven to be, a defensive lineman to watch, as he has 5 sacks on the season. And it looks like it's a false start for Sierra. And now they're just, accumulating these missed plays, as now it will be second and 23. As that right there shows, how momentum is not loyal to a certain team. As right now we thought all Sierra had it, but now it's gone into the favor of Notre Dame, as maybe if they can get a deflection, instead of getting a touchdown given up against them, they can just get a field goal, or even better, maybe get them back into the 40-yard line and force them to either punt or go for it. As it looks like they're in a pass formation, as they are. Wyatt looking to pass, could not get it, and they take him down. Canale, a second sack on this drive. Notre Dame really sending the pressure at Wyatt, as Wyatt still just cannot find a way. As right now Notre Dame, they're starting to find, some great accomplishments with the blitz right now, as it's now 3rd and 31. As that is a lot farther than where they were on 1st and 10 with 4 minutes to go, as Notre Dame might just get out of here with a punt possibly, as this could be really big, as Sierra couldn't deliver. Another pass. Wyatt's going to have to roll out again. He's going to go a tough pass in the end zone. And it looks like it could have been a touchdown. The refs are starting to debate it and see, as they decide it was a holding on the play. A touchdown taken away from holding, as it is now 3rd down and 41. As they now have to try and go a halfway across the field to get a first down. What a ridiculous chain of events that has been occurring right now in Notre Dame's favor. I mean, Notre Dame got really lucky. They had it perfectly placed in the end zone, as Wyatt Becker was, off balance. Yeah, he throws it across and gets into the back left part of the end zone. But a holding call puts them back. As Wyatt now looking deep, going to try and find, he's going to throw it deep. Could it be possible? No, it is incomplete, as Notre Dame get out of here alive with no points given up, as they will be forced to punt.
He's not making it.
As they now have to decide if they're going to do a field goal or a punt, and it looks like they're going to drop back to punt. As Ericus will be the returner. As you know, Sierra Canyon, they came out talking a lot of smack in the introduction, and they were talking a lot during that drive. But now Notre Dame feels like they have all the momentum, as you can hear them on the sideline, as that punt is almost blocked. As Ericus will decide to say a fair catch, and a great punt will be inside the 20, inside the 15, as we will have 3 minutes and 38 seconds left. as already an action-packed first drives for both teams. Still no points given up, as this has the making of being a high-scoring game or very low-scoring game, which is just going to make every single, penalty, every single interception, every single turnover that much more crucial. As Notre Dame has been on a 4-game road trip, as they played against J. Sarah, which they lost, but then they went to Westlake and won 27-6, a much easier matchup. Now this is their third game on their 4-game road trip, as next week they will play against Sarah, which will be another tough game. As we talked to Coach Yabu, who's the head coach for Notre Dame, he said this is going to really prove to us and test us how great our team is, because a 4-game road trip is not easy, especially knowing that these are the most crucial games of your season, and they will really show where you stand in the playoff picture. So if they can come out, win tonight and win tomorrow, and go 3-1 on the road trip, that could really, really move them in the right direction. As last year they had an early playoff exit, as just now was trying to do a run play for Notre Dame, but they lost 5 yards, as it's 2nd and 15 down in the 15-yard line. A steal, getting ready for the snap, calls for it. That's going to be a second handoff, and that's going to start breaking some tackles, and he'll be down at the 20-yard line. As Brandon Bryant brings it up a little bit. Still a little bit of ways to go for Notre Dame here on 3rd down, as we are reaching the 2-minute 40-second mark. As the scoreboard had it wrong, I'm sorry. It's now 1st and 10 on the 20-yard line. As Notre Dame have seemed to be trusting their rushing game right now, as their pass